Hi all, I'm Cullen Haynes and this is Law Live. Welcome to Wednesday. It is 12:15 and I have a very special treat for you. I'm about to bring on Crina Rabinowitz, who is the founder of LawyerMe and an absolute both TikTok and LinkedIn superstar. Can you please make very welcome Miss Crina Rabinowitz. Crina, how are you today?
Hello, Cullen. I'm great. Thanks for having me on board today. I'm absolutely thrilled.
I'm excited to have you on board. Ever since we had our first copy a few months ago at Bean Bar, I thought this person is different and about to make some huge waves in law. And I thought it'd be great to share your story and what you got going on with the LinkedIn community, my friend, on Law Live.
Yeah, can't wait to share with you guys. So basically, I'm a lawyer and I have been a lawyer for about 8 to 9 years. We're approximating 10 years. And my practice is in commercial litigation, commercial disputes, and insolvency. And however, I have dipped my feet in other areas of law as well. I've done migration, I've done property, I've done conveyancing, I've done building and construction litigation. So I have sort of like a broad, general area that I practice in. But lately, for the last 5 years, I've been mainly focused on commercial litigation, commercial disputes, and insolvency. And for all the non-lawyers that are watching, if they don't know what commercial litigation is, perhaps I'll give a little description. It's basically when people have disputes with other people regarding money and they want to solve that dispute by not going to court, but then I can also help people that are actually going to court. So that's the best way that I can describe it. So money disputes, pre-litigation, pre-going to court, and then going to court. And then, of course, that's one side of my life. One side of my life is lawyer life. The other side of my life, number 2, is I'm the co-founder of LawyerMe, and LawyerMe is a legal platform that basically, in a nutshell, connects lawyers with people that need lawyers. So it's sort of like up and coming, fresh new platform that's basically going to change the legal industry. That's what I think.
And you're already doing that there, Crina. Well done.
Yes. LawyerMe is taking off. We've already onboarded quite a few lawyers, but let me tell you more about it. Maybe the audience wants to know what it's about.
Absolutely.
So one of the main things that we focus on is how lawyers and clients find each other. At the moment, it's sort of like, in order for lawyers to find clients, it's sort of like an expensive process. They have to go to lunches, they have to go to social events, and this is like a very expensive process, and it might not necessarily lead to there being a paying client or a client that actually will go with that lawyer. The way that
correct, they have to do what Alistair Marshall says to actually do that BD out from the desk. There's a lot of time involved, right?
A lot of time involved, lots of money spent, and sometimes it just may not lead to that client going with that law firm anyway. So the way that LawyerMe steps in is because we allow that lawyer to have the reach, and we basically help them have a higher conversion rate and reach more clients online, on the online platform, rather than going out to lunches and going out to events. You just do it all online. It's super simple to use because you got messages on there. You can schedule Zoom calls with clients. You can do all sorts of things that are super easy to use. And then on the flip side as well, from the client's perspective, when clients need a lawyer, they're sort of stuck as to where to go and get a lawyer. They don't know. They go to family and friends for advice, where to find a lawyer, but that lawyer may not necessarily, the ones that the friends and family use may not necessarily practice in the area of law that the client actually needs help with. So not really a good match, not a good starting point. The second way that clients find lawyers is by Google. And usually on Google, the lawyers that actually pay the most money to have their ads at the top are the ones that will come up. So it may not necessarily be what the client needs. Again, bit of a mismatch. And they may also, the clients may also call around law firms and try and find lawyers that way. But lawyers are busy. They might take 2 to 3 weeks before they get back to them. So again, not the best way. The best thing about LawyerMe is that everything is there. They got ratings and reviews, so they know exactly what the rating for that particular lawyer is, and that they've obviously done work for other clients in the past. There's transparency in terms of consultation fees and hourly rates. It's very easy to connect with the lawyer that way because they can direct message them and the lawyer gets a message in their inbox, and they can set up chats with the lawyers directly to the platform. So it's a pretty good platform in the sense of how lawyers and clients connect. And I think it's something innovative. We're also working on expanding the platform to be a one-stop shop for lawyers, where lawyers can find everything that they need in one place: CPDs, recruitment, client acquisition, barristers, lawyers, legal resources. Big dreams here. Also, lastly, there's lawyer pay. So if a client has a problem with their cash flow and they can't pay their legal invoices, we can help in that process by basically paying the invoice for them. So we help with their cash flow. So it's really great.
Very nice. So a one-stop shop, Crina.
One-stop shop, yes. This is like the best thing that's happened in the legal industry since the legal industry started. That's what I think.
Oh, big claims, Crina, big claims. And I would encourage people. It is now 12:21 on Wednesday, the 15th of March. If you have any burning questions, this is live. Guys, we are live right now. Put your questions in YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and this juggernaut will answer them. This is a rare treat you have, so do not waste it. So I want to talk about, you got LawyerMe, and it's obviously doing fantastically well, and we're building that up. You've recently turned your eye to TikTok, and you've just had staggering success after being banned the first time. I don't know why, but now you're back and ready to go. How do you crush it on TikTok? What's the secret?
Yeah, there's a few things that I've learned on TikTok through trial and error. And like you said, I got shadow banned the first time for some unknown reason. And then the second time around, I managed to find the hooks and find the ropes. I'm not the most followed lawyer on TikTok, so I've got to say that. But I am building my audience slowly but surely. So I think that the tips for TikTok would be, you've got to make your video super short. The shorter, the better. The attention span of audience on TikTok is like this small. If you're not this small, they're just gonna flick through. They're not gonna listen. The second one is you've got to have the right hook at the beginning of whatever you say. You've got to draw your audience in by saying something controversial or something that everyone can relate with. Like, for example, like the rental crisis or whatever, like something that's in the news. You got to mention it like straight away, and the more controversial, the better.
The better.
Yeah, you got to be controversial on TikTok because that's just how the algorithm works. And also, you got to find your audience. I think that's the third one, and that's the tricky one. If you have got the wrong audience listening, if people don't care about law and they're listening to me and they follow me, they're not really going to care. But if you find people that actually care about that sort of stuff, then they will just listen to your videos over and over. Every time you put out a video, they'll listen to it because they're your audience. And that's what happens with all platforms. I think you got to find your audience. Like even with LinkedIn, you got to find your audience who want to read and listen to the things that you're saying to them. Because if they don't care, it's not going to matter. You could have 100,000 followers. If none of them are listening to your videos or you're liking your content, interacting with you, it's not going to matter. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get any leads. You're not going to get any potential clients. That's what I think. Yeah.
No, some great tips there. Did what you're saying, Crina. Keep it short. Keep it controversial. Find your tribe, and you will win big. So well done. I would say TikTok is quite broad and quite young in its demographic. So you may get the engagements on TikTok, but we're on LinkedIn right now, and you can't fault LinkedIn for the niche approach to it. And we've already got Chad E coming in saying, "Woo, go Crina!" So thank you, Chad E. Great job.
Thanks, Chad. Oh, he's the top.
Thanks,
he's the top.
Thanks, Chad. Chad is the man. Thank you so much, Chad. I want to switch gears a little bit. Obviously, we call this Disputes Are Us, this stream. What main problems do businesses and people come to you with? Just to jog people, I'm going through that right now. What do people come to you, and when do they come to you?
Yeah, generally, disputes, but more often than not, it's usually disputes about other people not paying their invoice. So a client will come to me, hey, I've offered these services or these goods to this third party, this other company, and I've issued an invoice and they haven't paid their invoice. And that's staggering to me because, yeah, just adults not paying invoices. That's something I don't understand. But, I just got to help people as they come. The most inquiries I get are about disputes regarding money. And then sometimes 50% of time disputes, and then 50% of time there's been court proceedings that have been commenced. And once that happens, that's another ball game altogether. Once there's court proceedings, there's a certain process that you got to follow. So that's just a whole nother thing altogether. But if it's pre-court proceedings, then the disputes can go various ways, and we can help people in that process with getting their money back or coming to some sort of agreement or negotiating with the other side as to what is the best outcome for both parties. And that's what I enjoy doing.
I love that. Well, you're not dealing with, people aren't coming to you with a happy thing. It's obviously a very stressful time. So to have someone like yourself and they can go, hey, I'm dealing with this. What do you think? Let get me the best outcome. I think that's a godsend. So you're doing some great work there, Crina. Any passion projects you're working on? Oh yeah, please.
Oh, and because I do this all the time, obviously it's pretty much the same thing that happens all the time. Like, it's the same processes each time. So there's not so much, so many things that can happen. There's a certain amount of steps that you can take for each dispute. There's not a massive amount of things that you could do. So yeah, we're accustomed. Like, I'm accustomed with what those processes are. So I can definitely help clients with that process and just tell them what if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. And it's the same with court proceedings. If you there's a process that we got to follow, but there's certain steps that you got to take. So I basically run clients through all that process and help them out.
Make it as streamlined as possible. Good on you, Crina. What books are you reading right now? What's on your list? What's on your reading list?
Oh, I'm going to be one of those boring lawyers that reads boring lawyer books, unfortunately.
Classic.
So I read recently, I don't know what's gotten into me. So I've been reading some lawyer books like Lawyer X and Witness. But I've also, the other passion that I have is I love reading finance books. And, finance, when I say finance, I mean wealth building and property building portfolio and even crypto. Like, I just love all the finance stuff because I haven't been into, I haven't really read any of these books before. Like, I'm starting to get into it recently, and I love it. I absolutely love all of it. So I highly recommend people to read finance books. Not so much the lawyer stuff. You can leave that aside, and I can give you a summary. Just reach out to me. I'll give you a summary of all the law books. You don't have to go through those. Plus, all the law books, it's like I haven't left university. The law books in university were like this. You read a novel, it's like this. It's the same size. It's just the general thing for law. The bigger the better in law. I don't know.
No, it's okay. That makes sense. What music are you listening to right now? What do you got on the Spotify playlist?
Oh my gosh. I listen to R&B, but I can't really say nothing's popping out right now, to be honest. Yeah. What are you listening to, Colin?
That's okay. Well, I was listening to, and this is a true story, Numa Numa in the Car by Ozone. One of my favorites.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs. That's a party song for sure. You put that on a Friday night and you're good to go. You forget about your whole week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm from Albury-Wodonga, a little town on the border, and there's a town, like a street called Dean Street. You just go up and down on a Saturday night. It's called Doing a Deanie. You turn that song on full ball. You are laughing. Haven't done that in years, though. My goodness.
You should do it. Go back to it.
Definitely got to go back to the future and do that. I don't think anyone would recognize me because I don't have much hair left. But nonetheless, what would you like to see change in law, Crina?
Oh, this is a great question because there's actually so many things that I think could change in the law. You're asking the right person here. You're asking the right person.
Please.
Well, I've got three things that sort of popped in my head. Well, the first, of course, is how clients meet lawyers, which I've already touched on. LawyerMe can help with all of that. Yes. Surely we can do better than word of mouth, going to lunches and going to expensive networking events. Come to LawyerMe.
Surely.
Best way to find a client. The second thing is the paperwork. this is where the environmentalist comes out of me, and I really empathize with this issue because there is so much paperwork that lawyers go through. They print so much paper, and it's crazy. Like, I've done briefs to counsel, like lawyers do briefs to counsel, and they're like five folders, manila folders, massive. And that's just the beginning of the process. Then they're going to have to keep sending them paperwork after paperwork after paperwork because the matter continues. And it ends up being, by the time you get to trial, to a court proceeding, the court book ends up being like 20 volumes, 30 volumes. And fun fact for the people who want to know this, who are interested, if you're the plaintiff, you usually have to do all the copies for everyone in the courtroom. So let me clarify. You do a copy for yourself.
Wow.
So if you got 20 volumes for yourself, 20 volumes for the judge, 20 volumes for the witness, 20 volumes for the other side, and 20 volumes for your own counsel, your own barrister. So you're doing, I've lost the maths there, you've lost me, I don't know, 100 volumes just for the court proceedings, which is a massive amount of papers that's getting cut down. So surely we can do better in that area. I don't have a solution. I wish I did, but I don't. But if I come up with a solution, I'll definitely be tackling that as another business idea for sure. And
cut down on the paper with Crina.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, I said if I come up with a solution of how to do this, I mean, realistically on the computer, it's not very good. I can understand that because it's just hard for everyone to be like scrolling to like thousands and thousands of pages and get to the same page. I get that that's not ideal, but if we can find a better way to do that, that would be great. And it's going to really help the environment. So. Yeah.
There's so much paper out there, especially in law.
So much. And I used to work for a big law firm, and it was just boxes upon box. Like the whole office was just mountains of boxes from like trials that are coming up, trials that have passed, barrister briefs that are being returned. Like it's just sitting there. It's nightmare. And the third thing that I think can be done better in law is the way, and I'm not taking a stab at barristers here, and I'm not taking a stab at lawyers, but the way that lawyers book barristers for a particular case, I think can be streamlined a little bit better. Because at the moment, to book a barrister, unless you know this barrister personally and you've used them before, but if you don't, the way to find a barrister is you go on Google, you try and find someone who practices in the area of law that you need them to do. Then you call their chambers, then you speak with their clerk, then you try to get all the information from the clerk of what their rate is, when they're available, do they have availability, do they have this, do they have that? And then it's like, okay, I'm going to pencil it in, but I'm going to have to speak with the barrister and just find out whether he can do it. So it's like just a little bit, we can do that better. I think that process can be done a lot better. And again, if I come up with any other business idea, this is my third business idea that might be popping up later on. Who knows?
Oh my goodness. A lot of my close friends in law are clerks. Are you trying to replace clerks? Is that what you're saying, Crina?
But clerks can do so much more than that. Absolutely not trying to replace clerks. They do everything else anyway. I think you could take one thing off their plate, they'll be happy.
Well, I've got a solution for you that exists now that Philippe Doyle Gray taught me. It's called Calendly. And he has it on his LinkedIn. And if you want to have a coffee with him or book in, you just bypass his clerk because his clerk is too busy doing other things. Book in the Calendly, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You're ready to go.
Okay, well that's great. If he does it that way and he's happy to book trials like that, that's awesome. That's the way to go.
Booking trials, I don't know if he does that, but like that would be the next level if he did.
That's what I mean.
If you're watching, let us know if we can book a trial with you on Calendly. Drop in here, mon ami, please. So great changes. So just to reiterate, the way you find lawyers, that needs to change. The huge paper wastage and the way solicitors find barristers. Great job there, Crina. I love that. Now, we're coming almost towards the end of the stream. What is one major lesson that people tuning in you'd like professionals and legal professionals to walk away with today?
I think you can do anything you put your mind to. If you want to be a lawyer, be a lawyer. If you want to be a broker, be a broker. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Don't waste any more time. Just do it now. Like I know you had the other week, you had Damien Toohey, right? The barrister.
Pilot and barrister.
Right, who is not only a barrister, I was going to say, he's also a pilot. He's done everything he's wanted to do in his life. That's what he wanted to do. He was first a barrister, then he was a pilot, and now he's doing both. That's amazing. That is the most incredible story I've ever heard in law. And so, two such serious jobs for one person to do. He wanted to do it, and he's done it. So if you want to do something like that, if he can do it, anything's possible. Anything's possible. So I think as a professional, do what you want to do. Do exactly what you want to do. Go for it.
This ain't no dress rehearsal. Do it now. Do it fast. And do it the right way. Well said there, Crina. Well said. And I know this is a little bit morbid and it's a little bit reflective. When all is said and done, and we come to the end of the life for Crina Rabinowitz, how would you like to be remembered?
That I gave it a crack at everything that I did. I gave it a good crack. And I love using that word. My old boss used to use that word. Give everything a crack, he used to say. Just give it a crack. Have this and give it a crack. Well, that's how
done is better than perfect. Give it a crack.
That's how I feel about life now. Just give it all a crack. Do everything. Do it all. Do nothing. Do whatever makes you happy. And yes, I want to be remembered as someone who gave it all a crack. And succeeded or not, doesn't matter. I don't want to be the richest person on earth. I don't want to be the most intelligent person on earth. I don't need to be the smartest lawyer in the room. I gave it all a crack and I did my best. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all you can do.
And you're breaking new ground today there, Crina. You're on a live stream and hundreds are watching, which is fantastic. And I would say that is going to be the best epitaph on a gravestone. Let me tell you, I gave it a crack. Boom. I want someone to do that. The other one I saw was I told you I was sick, but that's like a little joke there, but no good. So you had to be there. But nonetheless, Crina, it's an absolute pleasure having you join today. I know you're a very busy person, so thank you for being so generous with your time. We'll bring you back for some bonus questions, but where can everyone find you?
I'm very active on my LinkedIn and I'm building my LinkedIn community a lot. So LinkedIn, super active. You can also find me on TikTok if you want, but you can't actually get in touch with me unless I follow you back. So probably not the best way. LinkedIn, hit me up on LinkedIn. There all the time, every day.
Well, Philip Robson saying you are both awesome. Brother Cullen and Sister Crina, keep winning, guys. And that was on LinkedIn. A great way to end the stream. So thank you, Philip. He's a legendary buyer's agent. Yes. So thank you so much. And thank you there, Crina. And I'll upload this to the podcast later today. We'll bring you back for some bonus questions.
Awesome.
Thanks, Crina. And if you enjoyed what you had to see today, guys, we're going to be uploading this to the podcast later today. We come out every Wednesday, interviewing a legend of law. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye for now, everyone. Crina, bringing you back for the two bonus questions. Here we go. How would you explain your role to a 6-year-old child?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one, isn't it? But you know what? It's actually hard to explain what I do to an adult, not only to a child. When I say commercial litigation, usually the type of questions that I get is, what is it? Mitigation? I'm like, no. Mediation.
You need those mitigating points. Yes.
I get the meditation one as well. I'm like, no. None of the above.
Medication and meditation. That's what you need.
And a glass of wine. No. Basically, what I would say if I had a kid and he was 6, I would probably say that I help people that are in a dispute, and it's regarding money specifically. Some people need help when it comes to that. So if someone's done something bad regarding money, you have an agreement and they breached, again, legal word. They breached the agreement. They went against the agreement. I basically help them get that money back. And I guess I can take it a step further and say, bring justice to light. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that description. I think a child would understand.
I like it.
You think so? Yeah,
I think so. Justice for all.
it's just hard to explain. I go to court and sue people, and then other people sue me. It's just, yeah.
It's that classic case of how do lawyers say goodbye? Suing you later.
Suing you later. Yeah.
On that one. Yeah, come on. Last question of the stream there, Crina. Last bonus question. If you could give yourself advice at any age, what age would that be? And what advice would you have given yourself?
Yeah, this is a great question because I do actually think about this a lot. I wish I could go back in time when I was 20 years old or 18, when I started university, whatever age I was.
A couple of years ago.
And I wish I would tell myself the following advice. I wish I would tell myself, make sure that you do the following when you're at university. 25% study hard. 25% of your time spend doing that. 25% spend having fun, going out with your friends, going, dancing, going eating donuts, whatever you want to do, go and do it. Have fun. Do all of that. Have a boyfriend, whatever it is. 25% of your or girlfriend, yes, of course. Another 25%, we're up to 75% now. Health and fitness and extracurricular activities. So make sure you're doing sport. I think sport's really important. Make sure you eat well. Make sure you join extracurricular activities like, I don't know, the philosophy club or the arts center, or do a drama class, or, do all of that. And then the last thing that I would say, which is the last 25%, my math's pretty good, so I'm happy with that, is start a business or start a few businesses. Do you have an idea? First of all, I'll make myself watch like super inspirational movies like the Uber story or like the McDonald's story or like all those like super inspirational how people started a business. And then I would literally make myself start businesses, business after business after business. It doesn't matter if you fail, just start a business. Because once you think that at university, you don't have time to do that and you're not in the mood or whatever, but it's actually a lot harder to start a business once you finish university. It's so much harder because you actually have so much less time. Time is the big one. Time is on your side when you're at uni or at school. You have time. You can do all of that. You can even spend all night doing it. It doesn't matter. When we're at uni, it doesn't matter. If you sleep through the day, it doesn't matter. But once you have a full-time job and you get into the routine, and then you buy a property, and then you have these other expenses, and you have a car, those things are sort of stopping you from doing that original idea that you had or starting the business that you wanted, and then you don't actually get to do it. So if I had my time again, I was very focused on having fun and studying. Very focused on those two. Yep. Disclaimer. Very, very focused on those two. And I did well. Hey, I got a degree, so that was great. But what I should have done is focus on those 4 things. Because guess what? If my businesses failed at uni and I had like 5 of them, it doesn't matter. I still have my degree because I'm doing well in my degree. Even if it takes me a little bit longer to finish it because I'm focused on other things, that's fine. I still have that. I can go back to that.
Love that.
But once you're out of uni and you get a job, it's a lot harder, I think, to get yourself into the mindset of starting a business and how to get there. And you've got all these other responsibilities and you've got all this money coming out of your pocket and you haven't got the time to make that happen. So that's what I would do. I wish I started LawyerMe when I was at uni, but as I said, my focus was on something else. 50% study/fun.
I love that. And we've got Ray, who said having fun and studying. Yes, I can confirm. So I think this person you know very well. That's your dad.
That's my dad.
He said, well done, darling daughter. And for a substantial fee, I'll provide an address. So well done, Ray. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for being part of this broadcast there, Crina. It's been fantastic.
Thanks, Dad. I love you. Well done, darling daughter.
Thank you, Dad. Thanks, Ray. I love that. That's so beautiful and a lovely way to end the stream. We'll get this closed out and upload it to the podcast. Thanks again there, Crina. You absolute legend.